Hello students, how are you all doing? I'm your math teacher and today we are going to learn about lines and angles. So the first thing which will come into our mind is line. Before understanding about line, we need to understand about point at first. So what is point? Point is a location which can be represented by a dot. Now here P is denoting the point over here. Point has no length, no width, and no thickness. Okay. Now tell me, have you seen a garland made of beads? Yes. There, the beads are arranged in such a way that it makes a curve. Okay. So in the case of line, the points are arranged in such a way that it can go straight to infinity in both of the directions. Okay, so the line will look like this. Notice that I have drawn two arrows over here. These arrows are indicating that the line can be extended to both of the directions. Okay, now we need some symbolic way of representation of that line. So how can we do that? We can take 2 points on it, name that as A and B. Now you can write AB and a double arrow over it. Okay, so this is the symbolic representation of that line. Now notice that it has no end point because it has no boundary. It goes on and on in both of the directions up to infinity. So it has no end point. Okay, and one more thing is it has only length. It has no width and no thickness. Okay, now let us come to line segment. So you can easily understand from the name of it that it is a segment of a line. Okay, it is a part of a line. So it will look like this. It has two endpoints and you can notice that I have not drawn any arrow over here. So the endpoints can be named as M and N, and you can write down MN and a bar over it. Okay, so this is the symbolic representation of the line segment. So similarly, it has only length and no width and no thickness. Okay, now tell me that can we measure the length of both of the line segment and line? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Okay, notice that in line segment there are two endpoints, so they are acting as borders. Okay, so we can definitely measure the length of the line segment, but in the case of line there is no end point. Okay, so there is no border of it, so it can be extended to infinity in both of the directions. So we cannot measure the length of line. Now let us come to ray. What is ray? Ray is a kind of line which has only one endpoint and it can go to infinity in only one direction. Okay, so the ray will look like this. This is the endpoint, and notice that I have drawn only one arrow. This indicates the direction of that ray. Okay, you can represent that by x and y. So you can write down x, y, and an arrow over it. Okay, so this is the symbolic representation of the ray. Now let us come across the angle. What is angle? Angle can be defined as a structure of two rays. The two rays here are connected in such a way that the two endpoints of each of the rays are attached together. Okay. So this is the ray 1 and this is the ray 2. And the common point is called the vertex of that angle. Now, the angle is the measure of the turning between these two rays. So here, let us assume that this is the ray 1 and this is the ray 2. Okay. So in this case, the angle is the measure of turning between them. You can see that the angle is the turning between them. So here the angle is this. This is the angle. Okay. Now there are different kinds of angle. Now first of all, we will discuss about acute angle. So what is acute angle? Acute angle is the angle which measures greater than 0 degree but less than 90 degrees. Okay. So if an angle of 45 degrees, it is drawn here. So this angle is an acute angle. Okay. Now the next angle is right angle. So what is right angle? Right angle is nothing but the angle which is just at 90 degree. Okay. Now right angle is the angle which is just at 90 degrees. Okay. Now the next thing is obtuse angle. So obtuse angle is the angle which measures greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degrees. Okay. So obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So if there is an angle of 135 degrees, that angle will be an obtuse angle. So in this video, we have discussed about lines and angles.